So today we are going to cover another motion or mechanism of loom, that is stack-up motion, and it is a part of secondary motions. As in the beginning we have taken classification of weaving motions. They are categorized into three categories: primary, secondary, and auxiliary motions. So from the primary motions already we have done shedding, picking, and beating up mechanism. So now from secondary, we are taking the first motion, first mechanism, that is stack-up motion or tack-up mechanism. And as you know the definition, just for revision, I will repeat it again. I will revise it again. It is a motion to withdraw fabric from the weaving area at the constant rate that will give required pick spacing per unit space, pick spacing or picks per unit space, and then winds it onto a roller. So here, the main, it can be defined as the motion which is responsible for withdrawing the fabric from the weaving area. So weaving area means where the interlacement is taking place. So from that area, we have to continuously withdraw the fabric so that a new fabric can be formed continuously. And we are withdrawing it at a constant rate, means with the same surface speed, with the same amount of fabric taken up on every pick, and that will decide the pick spacing. वो decide करता है कि दो picks के बीच में कितना space रहेगा. If we are withdrawing at a higher speed, then the space between the picks will be less. And if we are withdrawing at a lower speed, then the space between two picks will be more. And this pick spacing, indirectly deciding picks per unit space, picks per inch or picks per centimeter in the fabric. So this is very important. There are two important parameters of a fabric: ends per inch and picks per inch. Or you can say warp density and weft density. So one of the parameter from these two important parameters of a fabric, picks per inch or picks per unit space, is decided by tack-up motion, along with in synchronization with let-off motion. So this rate, at what rate we are withdrawing the fabric, that is deciding the pick spacing. And this pick spacing is inversely proportional of picks per unit space. जितना pick spacing ज़्यादा होगा, उतना picks per unit space, picks per inch fabric में कम होगा, और जितना pick spacing कम होगा, उतना ही number of picks per inch fabric में ज़्यादा होगा, PPI will increase. So picks per inch or picks per unit space is reciprocal of or inversely proportional of pick spacing. And this pick spacing depends on the rate at which we are withdrawing the fabric from the weaving area during weaving process. And this is one function to determine the pick spacing and indirectly determining picks per unit space. Another is winds it onto a roller, and then it is simultaneously winding the cloth onto cloth roller or cloth beam. So these two functions, withdrawal of the fabric as well as winding and deciding the picks per inch or picks per unit space in the fabric. All these functions are obtained with the help of tack-up motion. Texture of a fabric largely depends on number of ends and picks per unit space, and tack-up motion in conjunction with let-off motion determines the number of picks per unit space. Picks per unit space, tack-up motion decide करता है, and ends per inch, ends per unit space is decided by with the help of reed and denting order. Tack-up motion can be classified into mainly two categories. One is negative motion, negative tack-up motion. Another is positive tack-up motion. We will take definitions of these in coming slides. Then positive tack-up motion can be divided into two categories: intermittent type of motion and continuous type of motion. Definitions we will take separately. And intermittent motions are generally of two types, maybe of two, can be categorized into two categories: direct motions and indirect motions. So we will try to understand, and I will try to explain the definitions of all these terms which are given in classification here. So positive take-up motion can be defined as the motion in which the take-up roller is driven in a positive manner by suitable train of wheels or by other means to ensure number of picks per unit space. If we are controlling positively, means we are having a particular train of wheels, train of gears, or some other positive control, other mechanism to ensure the number of picks per unit space, means PPI ensure kar sake, exact PPI we can obtain in this, and that type of motion is known as positive take-up motion, in which we are controlling the take-up positively. But when the take-up is not in our control, means it is the motion imparted on cloth roller only due to force applied by reed to the fell of the cloth. Jab reed is moving forward for beat up and it is applying a force on the fell of the cloth. Due to this force, this cloth roller is winding the cloth onto the on itself, and we are not using any train of wheels or any mechanism to wind the cloth on the take-up on this cloth roller, and that type of motion are known as negative take-up motion. The amount of cloth drawn forward is determined by this force employed. कितना amount draw होगा fabric का, वो इस force पर depend करेगा. So that will not, so that picks per unit space will not be equal throughout the length of the cloth, or the pick spacing will not be equal. Sometimes if the force employed is slightly higher, then it will take a little bit higher amount of the fabric, it will withdraw higher amount of the fabric. When the force is lesser, then amount of the cloth withdrawn will be lesser. So in this case, we cannot ensure number of picks per unit space, which is possible with positive take-up motion. So here we are taking advantages of positive take-up motion over negative take-up motion. In negative take-up motion, the amount of cloth withdrawn depends on the force employed by reed, while in positive motion, amount of cloth withdrawn depends on the speed of wheels or other mechanical means. यहाँ positively हम जो speed decide कर रहे हैं, उसी के according fabric withdrawn का जो amount है, that will depend. But in negative, it is not in our control. Second, in negative take-up motion, only one taking up roller or cloth beam is employed. वहाँ पर हम एक ही roller use करते हैं, वही take-up roller का function करता है, वही cloth को wind करने, उसी पर cloth wind होता है. So only one type of roller is used, which performs two functions: drawing the cloth forward as it is woven and winding it onto itself. Draw भी यही करता है और इस पर ही ये wind करता है. Both the functions are used done by one roller. While in positive take-up motion, taking up roller is employed to draw the cloth. Cloth को forward draw करने के लिए हम roller use करते हैं, that is take-up roller, and cloth roller or beam is used on which the cloth is wound. और एक cloth roller या beam separately हम use करते हैं, जिसके ऊपर cloth को wind किया जाता है. So two separate rollers we are using in positive take-up motion. The last advantage of positive take-up motion is, in negative take-up motion, regular take-up of weft per unit space is not ensured, जो कि हमने पहले just अभी discuss किया. In the positive motion, the cloth is taken up a small but regular distance at each pick. So the number of picks per unit space can be regulated, can be controlled. And that is the main advantage of this positive take-up motion. कि हम जो number of picks per unit space हैं, जो हम what is desired by us, that can be obtained on the loom itself with the help of positive take-up motion. Then intermittent take-up motion can be defined as, this motion acts by intermittently taking up cloth by driving the wheels as a sleigh falls backward or forward. ये जो motion है intermittent type of take-up motion, इसमें रुक के, intermittent means एक बार work किया, then it will stop, again it will work and it will stop. So it is it is not continuously working, it is stopping and again working. That type of motion is known as intermittent. रुक के जो motion होता है उसको हम बोलते हैं intermittent motion. And for that we are using some chain of wheels or number of wheels in that motion, and it is getting motion from sleigh when it is moving backward or forward. Any movement of sleigh can be used to get the drive for this intermittent take-up motion. In this motion, tacking up rollers are placed below the breast beam. Tacking up roller जो है वो just breast beam के नीचे की तरफ रहता है. And the positive intermittent tack up motions are of two types. These are of two types. One is known as 5-wheel tack up motion, and another is known as 7-wheel tack up motion, depending on the number of wheels, number of gears in the chain. If there are 5 wheels in the chain, it is named as 5-wheel tack up motion. If there are 7 wheels in a chain of the gears, then it is known as 7-wheel tack up motions. These two types of tack up motion we will take in detail. Their working and their construction and working we will take in detail. The last, this continuous motion, this motion act by continuously taking up cloth by the means of worm and worm wheel. हम यहाँ पे worm and worm wheels use करते हैं, which are taking a regular and small amount continuously on the tack up roller with the help of tack up roller. So this is continuous motion. So this is exactly opposite of intermittent. यहाँ पर रुक के motion होता है, and it is working continuously, regularly, with a very taking up a very small amount but regular. And what is the meaning of direct and indirect? When the cloth is wound directly on tack up roller, it is termed as direct tack up motion. जो कि negative tack up के केस में होता है, हम एक ही roller use करते हैं, तो directly वही withdraw करता है और उसी के ऊपर wind होता है. These type of motions are put in the category of direct tack up motion. And indirect means when the cloth is wound on a separate cloth roller and drawn forward by frictional contact with the tack up roller. तो ये tack up roller इसको withdraw करता है, बट उसी पर वाइंड नहीं होकर के एक सेपरेट क्लॉथ रोलर या क्लॉथ बीम हम यूज करते हैं जो कि इसके फ्रिक्शनल कांटेक्ट से रिवॉल्व करता है एंड इट इज वाइंडिंग द क्लॉथ रेगुलरली. So these are definition part of all the terms we have taken in classification of tack up motion. Intermittent tack up motions are of two types, 5-wheel and 7-wheel. So we will take one by one, first 5-wheel and then 7-wheel tack up motion. So first it is 7-wheel tack up motion. So here you can see it's a very simple diagram which is having a chain of wheels. Number of wheels are there, number of gears are there. So these gears are connected in a proper manner with each other and finally imparting motion to the tack up roller, which is imparting motion to the cloth beam or cloth roller. So this is the final roller to which we have to transfer the motion, and this is a starting wheel. So starting from this A, B, C, D, E, F, and then G, you can count the number of wheels. A is 1, which is known as rack wheel or ratchet wheel. This is a ratchet, pawle and ratchet arrangement is there. So here we have a pulling pawle, and this is a ratchet wheel. Yeah. So if the class ends before completion of topic, please join again for next 10-15 minutes. So here it is, A is a rack wheel or ratchet wheel. This is first wheel in the chain. Second wheel is indicated by B inside this on the same shaft. जिसके ऊपर ratchet wheel लगा हुआ है, जिस shaft के ऊपर ratchet wheel mounted है, उसी shaft पर हम एक और wheel mount कर रहे हैं, indicated by B, known as standard wheel. जो ये अंदर की तरफ दिखाया हुआ है, that is standard wheel. Then this standard wheel is in contact with the C, and this is known as change wheel. This C is known as change wheel. Then on the same shaft on which C is mounted, this change wheel is mounted, we are mounting another roller, another gear that is indicated by D and known as change wheel pinion or change pinion. In short, we can say change pinion, otherwise full name is change wheel pinion. So this change wheel pinion is mounted on the same shaft on which change wheel is mounted. So this change wheel pinion is in contact with another large gear, which is having more number of teeth, indicated by E, and this is known as stud wheel, STUD, stud wheel. Number of teeth, एक typical example जो लिया हुआ है उसमें number of teeth भी दिखाए हुए हैं कि किसके कितने teeth होते हैं. So it is having around 89 teeth. A large size gear is there, which is known as stud wheel. Stud wheel जिस shaft पर mounted है, ये black में जो दिखाया हो that is shaft. जो जिस shaft पर ये mounted, उसी shaft पर हम एक stud wheel pinion mount कर रहे हैं, which is having less number of teeth, means a small gear is there. This stud wheel pinion, you can say this is in contact with again a larger wheel, which is indicated by G, and it is named as beam wheel. क्योंकि डायरेक्ट फाइनली ये बीम को या टैकअप रोलर को मोशन ट्रांसमिट कर रहा है, इसलिए हमने इसको नाम दिया है बीम व्हील. सो यू कैन काउंट रैचेट व्हील 1, रैचेट व्हील जिस शाफ्ट पे उसी पर दूसरा है स्टैंडर्ड व्हील, सेकंड, थर्ड इज चेंज व्हील और उसी शाफ्ट पर चेंज व्हील पिनियन, फोर्थ, देन फिफ्थ इज स्टड व्हील और उसी शाफ्ट पे एक पिनियन है स्टड पिनियन, सिक्स्थ, एंड this is G, that is beam wheel, that is seventh. So you can see there are 7 wheels. They are connected in a chain, in a train. This is a train of wheels, means a train of wheels means they are connected with each other. So motion is transmitted through these gears to finally this beam wheel, and with the help of this beam wheel, the motion is transmitted to tack-up roller or cloth roller, which is indicated by these shaded lines. Mounted on the same shaft. So in this way, you can see there are 7 gears in the chain, and that's why it is named as 7-wheel tack-up motion. And this is positive type of intermittent tack-up motion. It comes in the category of intermittent tack-up motion. Whenever we are using Powell and ratchet, it means it is working intermittently. So here we are using one pulling Powell, which is transferring movement to this ratchet wheel by according to our required number of teeth, maybe 1 teeth, maybe 1 tooth or 2 teeth or 3 teeth, depending on the movement required. And the movement will be required on number of picks per inch required in the fabric. So according to that, these all the wheels are having a certain number of teeth on that, so that we can transfer the number a particular revolutions per minute RPM to the tack-up roller, and accordingly the surface speed of this tack-up roller, we will finally decide the amount of fabric withdrawn from the weaving area. That will be equal to surface speed of this roller. Surface speed can be calculated by taking pi dn, circumference, and multiplied by revolutions per minute of that particular roller. So in that way, we can decide, we can calculate the surface speed of this roller, and that will be equal to the amount of fabric withdrawn on every pick. In this way, we can decide the pick spacing, and by deciding the pick spacing, we can decide the picks per unit space in the fabric, that either PPI or PPCM. You can see another parts in the diagram. It is a catch, which is known as retaining catch, indicated by I, and this is already I have mentioned this is pulling Powell, indicated by J. This complete is known as a tack-up roller, indicated by tack-up lever, indicated by K, which is fulcrumed at L. This fulcrum point is indicated by L. This is tack-up lever, और टैकअप लीवर के एक एंड के ऊपर हम फिक्स करते हैं पुलिंग पाउल को, एंड दूसरा जो एंड है, इन दैट अनदर एंड वी हैव अ स्लॉट, एंड इन दिस स्लॉट अ फिंगर इज फिक्स्ड, एंड दिस फिंगर इज फिक्स्ड टू स्लेस वॉट. This finger is fixed to slave sword, and it is inserted, or it is inserted in this slot. So whatever the motion of slave sword, that will be transmitted to the lower part of this tack-up lever, and whatever the depending on the forward or backward movement of the slave sword, the motion is transmitted to this lower part of tack-up lever. So it may move either this side or this side. So in this case, when it is moving in this way, means forward movement is there. At that time, with respect to fulcrum, this will move backward. And when this will move backward, this will take 1, 2, or 2, 3 teeth according to our what we have set it, and it will transfer the movement to this ratchet wheel. whatever the number of teeth is, motion equal to number of teeth is transferred to this ratchet wheel, that motion will be transmitted to this roller because it is mounted on the same shaft. Then depending on the number of teeth in this roller and number of teeth in this roller, motion will be transmitted to this shaft. Then depending on number of teeth on this roller and number of teeth on this roller, motion will be transmitted to this shaft. Then again, depending on the ratio of the teeth of this roller and number of teeth of this roller, motion will be transmitted to this shaft. And that will be the revolutions per minute of the tack-up roller at the end. In this way, we are imparting particular RPM to the tack-up roller or cloth roller at the end with the help of this train of wheels, in which we have 7 gears or 7 wheels, and this is known as 7-wheel tack-up motion. Similarly, you can describe a 5-wheel tack-up motion. Only difference is, in that case, we have 7 wheels. Here we have only 5 wheels. You can see A is the rack wheel or ratchet wheel. On the same shaft, another wheel is mounted, that is change wheel. यहाँ पर change wheel second number पर आ गया, जो कि पिछले वाले में third number पे था. And if you have noticed one thing in the previous diagram, here the change wheel is a driven wheel, because here this is driven, this is driver. ये driver wheel है क्योंकि ये इसको drive कर रहा है. तो change wheel is a driven wheel in this case. और इसका particular importance है, significance है, that's why I'm mentioning this. And here change wheel is a driver wheel. Then this is transferring motion to this stud wheel C, which is mounted on the same shaft on which stud pinion is mounted, and this stud pinion is transferring motion according to the ratio of the teeth to this beam wheel, the final wheel. So only 5: ratchet wheel, change wheel, stud wheel pinion, and beam wheel. Only 5 gears are there in the chain. That's why this is known as 5-wheel tack-up motion. Retaining cage is same. The function of retaining cage is to retain the motion of this ratchet wheel in opposite direction. It should be moved with the help of only this pole. Otherwise, sometimes if it may move in the opposite direction, so this retaining cage is retaining the motion of this rack wheel or ratchet wheel into opposite direction. So it will move only in one direction. Here it is shown anti-clockwise direction. And here the difference in this 5-wheel is, here we are having pushing pole. In that case, we were having pulling pole. तो आप शेप भी देख सकते हैं. तो वो जब बैकवर्ड की तरफ, वो इस तरफ मूव कर रहा है, ये बैकवर्ड साइड में, तब ये इसको मूवमेंट ट्रांसमिट कर रहा था. यहाँ पर ये जब फॉरवर्ड मूव करेगा तो मोशन ट्रांसमिट करेगा by pushing it. And this is last minute.